and I have the lovely Lily Fontana here today. Lily has just done my makeup. I normally do my own, so it's a real treat having Lily do it for me today. So we're just going to go through how Lily achieved this look. I'm really thrilled with how it's turned out. So have a look at the video and let's see the Terri Vinson transformation.
Okay, so first we'll start with a cleanse. So I always start my makeups with my solution just to nicely cleanse and hydrate. And then we're going to use Reclaim as our primer. And we'll do a little bit of hydro spritz, just for extra hydration. So we're going to use Synergie's Mineral Whip, which is a beautiful hydrating foundation that minimises the pores and it's a very smoothing foundation. So we'll use our maxi brush, which is a beautiful flat top, soft bristles. Soft but firm enough to really get your coverage nicely blended. So lovely little circles. Again, very thin layers rather than a really big, thick layer. This also gives you that lovely stippling control, so you can really decide where you need a little bit more coverage. This product really loves to be worked into the skin, so the more you smooth it over, the better it looks. I tend to really work it in. It just looks better. It seems to really become
one with the face.
Yep. And then we'll do a little bit of medium beige in the second Skin Crush. Just a little bit, really. We've already got quite a bit of coverage there. So this is just adding a little bit more coverage, but it's also setting what we've already done, so it actually aids in the longevity of your foundation, so you can wear it all day long. So we also always start with where we need the coverage, and we just press on the product. So we're depositing the product, and then we start just a little bit of circular motions, blending down the neck. This will give you a lovely sun protection as well with the zinc oxide, so I just think more sun protection the better. Here you can decide if you need some more concealing. So we shall grab the light to medium concealer. So you could use your Mineral Whip as a concealer too, but we'll just add a little bit of the medium light, just using our large concealer brush, just around the nose. So with mature skin, it really does need to be hydrated. So the Hydro Spritz aids in the hydration while you're applying your foundation. So it can be applied before, during, after, as many times as you like. And then you just set, again, whatever little remnants you've got left on your kabuki brush of the second Skin Crush. And then we shall use our Hydro Matte setting powder. Not everybody needs some. As we mature, we do tend to get a little bit dry. So you may not need this as much in winter. You just have to adapt to the season, just to give you that little bit of a less shine on the T-zone. So then we're going to use our Eye Bright and just conceal around the eyes. Using your ring finger is good because it is the weakest finger, and you just really need a light film. You want to really work it onto your finger and not have a big blob of product. And then you're pressing it in. I tend to like to use my finger under the eye area because you can really press it into the skin so that you're not getting that creasing, and you're using really a little amount of product, and then you can build it up. If you need some extra concealing, you can use the large concealing brush, just because it's a great shape for just under this eye where it does tend to get a little bit dark. So makeup, you really need to apply where you need it rather than all over if you don't need it all over. And then the intensity of colour and opacity of colour also is dependent on where you need it. And whatever's left, just that little bit of vascular colour on the lids we can neutralise, and always finish with a little bit of a press. And then just a tiny bit of powder just to make sure that the eyes, there really shouldn't be a lot of product on there for it to crease, but just in case. And then you can go back and see if you need to add a little bit more of the powder as you go. So then we'll do use our Hydra Bronze for our little bit of contouring. So it's going to be a natural contour where you always start just from the ear, right as a line from the middle of the ear to the outside corner of the mouth. And we're just depositing the colour here in the cheekbone and then into the temple. And then whatever's left on the brush, we tend to go around the parameters of the face. But we also need to work into the hairline. But by shading the neck a little bit as well, that will bring the face out more because dark colours recede. So this is where you can go, okay, I need a bit more. And just make sure you sculpt the face. And then we will add some spice. Hydra Blush. Again, just in that area. And then I deposit the colour in like a little bit of a tick, and then we do a lovely blend, little circles, buffing it in just to add that cheek glow. So we do lose a little bit of hair as we mature, so we do need to address eyebrows especially with our taupe shade. It's a beautiful shade that works well with blondes. So it kind of has to marry up with the line from your nose to the inner eye. And then we just really use the powder and an angle brush to create eyebrow hairs. Really, it's very, very delicate work. You can go a little bit crazy with eyebrows if you add just that little bit too much colour. It's amazing what a difference it makes to add colour to your eyebrows. Then we shall put a little bit of peach nectar on our eyes. So just on the mobile lid. So something, a bit of a neutral shade. This is a lovely warm colour. So it will be a lovely complementary colour to Terri's blue eyes, meaning that it will make them pop. That's made your eyes look blue already. It's a beautiful colour. And then we shall use our chocolate eyeliner. The Magnify eyeliner is beautiful because, especially in this shade, like I absolutely love the black, but this shade is fantastic because it is quite dark, but it's just that little bit softer. So as we do, especially for people with fair colouring, so lighter hair and blonde hair, it's just a beautiful, still intense, but just that little bit softer. Is that we're all looking for a bit of softness as we mature. And you really, really work it onto the tip of the bristles, not any blobs on the brush. So if we work it onto the brush first, then we have less chances of having your eyeliner in the wrong spot or having a big blob on your eye that you have to clean up. The less we have to clean up, the better. So we're really sticking with where do your eyelashes grow. So just where they're growing from, that's where you're actually starting to apply your eyeliner. So that's a really natural look when you're actually putting it where a lot of ladies, they'll close their eyes and they'll put their eyeliner on the skin, thinking they're on that eye line, and then they open their eyes and there's a gap. And then you can start doing little strokes, little dashes, and making it a bit thicker on the outside. By making it thicker on the outside, we're actually lifting our eye. It's a bit of an optical illusion. And so we want it really, really a fine line in the inner eye. I think eyeliner scares a lot of women and they don't wear it. But it's amazing how it can really, really enhance your eyes and draw your eyes up if applied. You just marry up the edges. I don't know if you notice that I actually don't go out all the way out to the edge. Sometimes if you go right out to the edge of your eye and you open your eye, it actually starts to slope down, and we don't want that. We want everything up, nothing down. So I then fix that little corner at the end. So then we will grab a brush. Now I'm using this lovely concealer brush, but I like to change things up and never use things how they're meant to be used. I like to be a bit creative. So I love the tapered edge of this brush. And this is fantastic for using a darker shade to soften, like I said, to soften that eyeliner. This looks beautiful, but it will look even better when we soften it. So you still want the drama or that dramatic eye, but you want it to be a softer dramatic eye. So I'm using chocolate, again a beautiful colour with blue eyes, and pressing it in, just like I did the second skin crush, pressing in the product. First depositing the product again, and then slowly you can flick it up. By flicking it up, it's drawing the eye up and it's making it still quite intense, the colour, but a soft version of intense. And this is also then you can just go a little bit more. I'm always going with a dark colour to the outer third of the eye, because here, the inner part of the eye is where we want it to be just very thin. We're always just blurring the edge there. So if we're just drawing it out, and then whatever's left on the brush will come in and will be really, really precise with just softening that line. Now that we've put some eyeshadow, a darker shade of chocolate on the lash line, we're now going to soften that even more. So it's all about softening. And what I'll do is, I'm actually going to use the same colour I used on the eyebrows being taught, just to use in the crease of the eye. So I always start on the outer part of the eye, because just to get that colour off and just to blend it even more. And then we open and we look straight ahead, and then we can see how far up we are going. And by depositing the colour on the outer third of the eye, you're getting most of the colour off. You'll be surprised how little you need in this area and how easy it is to go overboard. So make sure you get most of your product off on the outer third of the eye, and then slowly start to work up. Always working from the outside in. So we're making it a little bit darker and dispersing it, and then you can soften the edge. So that's really beautifully lifted Terri's eye. Less is more in this area for sure. And then I'm going to take my little cleanup tool, which is my large concealer brush, and there should be a little bit of product on there. Or just go back to your foundation maxi brush. It is a beautiful brush as well for cleaning up. Now I'm just going to go back. Just open for me again, Terri. Just so when we open, we can see what we're doing. So really on that bone, we're trying to push that bone back, and that way our eyes pop forward, our mobile lid pops forward. So then we're going to grab a little bit of the vanilla. It's just a light colour just under the eyebrows. That lifts the eyes even more. And it's a great tool, cleanup tool as well, if you do need to soften that edge a little bit. Another little tip is, sometimes I love to use a little bit of the blush, just a wash. You can actually even use your blush brush for that. Just a final little swish over. Sometimes your blush, when you first put it on, you think, well, it's, I've got enough colour, but then when you finish everything, you might need to add a bit more. So I find I like to measure it up and see, and then just do a little blend over that. Again, you're just softening. It's all about softening. And then we'll do mascara. So our Vitalash mascara. So we do tend to lose a little bit of our eyelashes as we mature as well, which is really unfair. And so you do need a mascara that is really nurturing, and not a waterproof mascara, or it will make them all brittle and snap off. So really you need a mascara like Vitalash that has got beautiful ingredients that enhance growth and still give you that really thick lash, but it's nurturing at the same time. And I'll just do the bottom first, and then we'll go from the little teeth and twist to the big teeth on the brush. I find I don't really wait too long for anything to dry, because then it tends to grab. So I really like to work on the eyes while the product's still quite wet, and then you can control and curl, so they can curl as they're drying, so you're just pushing them up. You can also use the tip of your brush, as long as there's no blobs on there, to really push your eyelashes up. Really sculpt them how you want to. Now we're going to add a little bit of some lash extensions, which I tend to do when I do the two weddings, and I work with mothers of brides, and they'll a lot of times go, oh well, I won't do lashes, but it's actually, we need them the most. As we're maturing, you tend to lose a bit of the light lashes, and if you do, this is quite a natural approach. So if you do get your makeup done, and make sure you say yes to lash extensions, because they actually look natural. And how I do it is I go from smaller to larger, so it actually is a nice graduation how you naturally. So I'm going to use a medium black flare, and you start in about 2 mil from the edge. So I might put 3 medium, just judging on your lashes, the length, and then 1 small, just to have that nice graduating length of natural lashes. Lovely. That's really opened the eyes up. So we're going to use the Pout Pot in Deep Rose as our lip liner. So this is the time for correcting, if we need to correct. So I find that I always like to use the side of the brush and then just do a little bit of a blend underneath, so you don't have a really sharp line when it wears off. You don't have this really strong line that doesn't look very nice. So when it wears off, it will wear off evenly. So then we're using Fantasy, it's a beautiful pink lipstick colour. And these lipsticks are wonderful because not only does it look good, but it's actually doing good things to my skin while it's sitting there. So this is infused with vitamin C. It also has zinc oxide, and so it's a great sunscreen, because we tend to neglect our lips. And like you said, Terri, to me a while ago, that the lips don't have oil glands. Is that right? That's why they dry out. So you need that sun protection, because they really are susceptible to burning. I tend to mix colours because I like to bring out, and I think that's kind of the artist in me, where I can't seem to be happy with just one colour and I have to mix. But this is a beautiful colour on you, and I'm just going to put Shock Horror, just a sheer gloss, because I absolutely love that colour on you. So grab a little bit of the lip gloss. Now I'm using the brush from the Pout Pot, don't know if you've noticed. So it's very versatile, not only for lining, but for applying lipstick, and also for applying your gloss. So just on the fleshy parts. And there we have it. Beautiful.